Hi all, I'm Ellie. So today let's chat about the Souls-like games. Before I played them, I didn't really know what they were. But during lockdown, I tried Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. When I first picked up this game, the only things I knew about it was that it won Game of the Year, and I got totally hooked. Then I wanted to try other Souls-like games, so I started the journey. Now Souls-like games have become one of my favorite game genres ever. I started looking into what Souls-like games are and what makes a Souls-like game special. Why are Souls-like games so captivating? This is what I want to cover in this video. Souls game started with Demon's Souls in 2009. This game was developed by a Japanese company From Software exclusively for PlayStation 3 under the direction of Hidetaka Miyazaki. The game wasn't just super hard, it also had a fragmented story and a dark world atmosphere. At first, people criticized it for being unfair and even called those games are for masochists. But this intense challenge of you must keep trying over and over has drawn in hardcore players and eventually built a loyal fan base.
The world will be engulfed by the deep fog. Bring more souls.
The game that truly made Souls-like games popular was the Dark Souls. Sony holds the rights to Demon's Souls. From Software partnered with Bandai Namco to develop Dark Souls. This game is considered a spiritual successor to Demon's Souls. The Dark Souls series has 3 games begins with the release of Dark Souls in 2011. In 2014, Dark Souls 2 expanded the universe. In 2016, Dark Souls 3 concluded. These 3 games has achieved a significant commercial success. By May 2020, the franchise had sold over 27 million copies. Dark Souls 3 alone had surpassed 10 million units. This success has significantly influenced the action RPG genre. It has also led to the emergence of the Souls-like subgenre. So, here we go. The Souls-like means games that share similar gameplay, mechanics, and themes like Dark Souls and Demon's Souls. Why Souls-like games are so captivating? It is because they are punishing and rewarding at the same time. And it's not the characters in the game getting stronger, but the players themselves. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. I will be covering combat mechanics, progression systems, checkpoints, world design, and the storytelling approach. From the combat perspective, you'll rely on precise timing for dodges, parries, and attacks. Every enemy, even the smallest ones, can be deadly if underestimated. Boss fights are intense, multi-phase encounters that test your skill and patience. Attacks often involve animation priority, meaning once the move starts, it can't be cancelled. You'll find them quite realistic. In my opinion, Sekiro had the most polished combat for sure since it made you get good at the combat the way it wanted. Progression in Souls-like games is a love and hate. You can upgrade your character's abilities using a special currency, like souls in Dark Souls, collected from enemies. But if you die, that hard-earned currency drops where you fell, and you only get one chance to retrieve it. Fail again, and it's gone forever. What makes it exciting is that progression isn't just about boosting stats. It's about you, the player, getting better. Each death is a lesson, every failure a step toward mastery. In many Souls-like games, there's a concept similar to Dark Souls' bonfire, means checkpoint. In Dark Souls, bonfires are small campfires with a coiled sword. But in other games, they look or feel different. Like in Demon's Souls, checkpoints are known as archstones. In Bloodborne, checkpoints are called lamps. In Nioh series, checkpoints are known as shrines. In Lies of P, checkpoints are referred to as stargazers. Those checkpoints mean the only point in the area. Players start again if they die. They can also be used to heal, restore magic, and remove status effects. Players can often teleport between each checkpoint they've already found. World design. Across each From Software game, since Demon's Souls, the world design has changed from game to game. No game is exactly alike the other when it comes to the design of the world. The world is interconnected, but filled with hidden paths, shortcuts, and secrets. You might spend hours struggling through a challenging area, only to unlock a shortcut that brings you back to a familiar safe zone. This makes the world feel alive. Regarding the storytelling, it just seems so vague and you never really get anything of substance. It is because much of the storytelling is left open to interpretation. If you are constantly asking questions about events within the game or, for example, a character's origin, who they side with, what their goal is. Another major part of storytelling is hidden in item descriptions. Weapons, armor, and consumables often include small snippets of lore when pieced together. You will also find the community with people who really analyzed everything. There are YouTube videos of hours long explaining their comprehension of the lore. There are so many Souls-like games in the market. They all share the core elements. The success of these games has gradually established Souls-likes as a distinct subgenre in gaming. So with that said, let's move further. Take another look at my recommendations for Souls-likes, specifically including the ones that aren't developed by From Software themselves. First one is Demon's Souls. I recommend this game because it's the most interesting and varied game in the Souls series. Like what AGN says, each level is difficult, but in very different ways, and never for simple reasons. I recommend playing the remake because the original version feels a bit dated visually and may not appeal to everyone today. The remake includes a live orchestral remaster, pairing the updated graphics with a full overhaul of the Demon's Souls musical score. The in-game dialogue was also re-recorded and updated for the master. The second one I recommend is the Dark Souls series. The series has the 3 games that are classics that every Souls fan should experience. If you're short on time, maybe try Dark Souls 3 first, as the gameplay is pretty similar. It's the most polished, refined game in the series. Bloodborne and the Old Hunters DLC is the third game that I recommend. It tells a story in which you will unearth the harrowing tale of the hunters who once made Yharnam their playground. It has cool weapons, including several community favorites. Bloodborne's best bosses are all from the DLC. The second and third area of the DLC are wonderfully designed. It's quite difficult, but very enjoyable. For players with some Souls-like experience or those who enjoy intense battles and dark atmospheres, this game is a must-try. Like what I said at the beginning, Sekiro was my personal gateway to Souls-like games and a Game of the Year winner. It introduces the posture-breaking mechanic. Unlike traditional Souls-like games, Sekiro features a Japanese Sengoku period setting, catering to samurai enthusiasts with its swift parrying and execution animations. The unforgettable sound of clashing swords is a reason enough to give it a go. Elden Ring is From Software's latest title so far. I recommend this game because it combines the core elements of Souls-like games with an expansive open world. The open world and questing system are the new benchmark for the entire genre. This game is the most open and freeform entry in the Souls-like genre to date. If you rush, you can make it the hardest Souls game you've ever played. If you take it a bit slower, it will be similar in difficulty to the old games. Some fans feel it caters more to casual players, as it is with maps and grindable areas for leveling. I recommend playing without farming to maintain the challenge and enjoy the satisfaction of overcoming difficult obstacles. The Neo 2, made by Koei Tecmo, combines the high difficulty of Soulsborne games with Japanese yokai folklore. I recommend this game because it stands out as a Looter Souls experience. I think the first playthrough delivers that classic Souls-like challenge, but subsequent runs lean more toward a hack-and-slash vibe once your gear is optimized. This game gives you a huge amount of choices in regarding to combat. 11 weapons with 3 different stances each. You can customize your weapon skills for each stance. There's a lot of tools that you can use from poison to elemental imbuement or spells. The last game on my recommend list is Lies of P. This game merges mechanics from almost every Souls-like on the market into a cohesive package, with its gothic, dark aesthetic and a narrative inspired by the tale of Pinocchio. The game explores themes of lies versus truth and what it means to be human. The music in Lies of P is amazing and makes the world much more lively that way. The boss fights are one of the highlights and show that it understands what one of the most important elements in a Souls-like game is: patterns and movesets. Bosses have many unique attacks and animations, often with long wind-ups that require the player's full attention and pinpoint reaction to be defeated, with a major focus on perfect guards to stagger and destroy enemies' weapons. Souls-like games, they are frustrating, tough, and incredibly rewarding, but there is so much more to it rather than its difficult levels. They don't spoon-feed you with the stories about the dialogue and the flashy cutscenes. You have to discover them yourselves. Each tiny clues make you feel like you're a detective in an environment with all the secrets. And the combat. Nothing about the complex combos. It's about the strategy, timing, and patience. Every swing of the sword matters. And the enemies, they are brutal. Just one wrong move and it's back to the square one. But here is the magic. Every failure teaches you something new. The moment that you win after countless tries, that's a high like no other. Okay, what makes this type of games truly captivating? It's not about the characters in the games become stronger, it's about the players themselves. Through those countless boss fights, you hone your skill sets and ability to adapt and overcome. It's like watching someone who can't ride a bike but transform into a skilled cyclist through persistence and determination. Have you had a similar experience? Share your thoughts in the comment below. I'm Ellie. My channel is about my reviews on game and tech. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.